Alright, today is the first in a series of lessons on the major scale. I was using, this is all in E, considered like E minor. So I'm using the E blues scale, using kind of a minor blues scale, but I'm also using a major scale. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. In this case, when you're playing in E minor, or you have a Ray 7 like that. You can also use the D major scale. I'm going to get into that. It's essential that you learn the C major scale and where that's coming from, and then apply that to other keys. So I'm going to teach you about major scales, keys, the note numbers, and the chord numbers that are all in the major scale, and also all the chromatics, like these little black things. So you really need to learn keyboards. So I'm going to show you just a basic thing about keyboards, and then how to recognize the key that you're in. And then if all the chords that are in that song are diatonic, meaning if they're created by the major scale and that's the key, you can use a major scale through every chord change, believe it or not. Now my keyboard has died, so when I hit this, nothing happens. But I'm going to show you, when you see a keyboard, you're looking at two things. You're looking at the C major scale, which is all these white notes. All of them, C major scale. And then you're also looking at the C chromatic scale, which is all the white notes and black notes together, but they're done in segments, so that I'm on a 61 note keyboard like I got. The lowest note is a C, the highest note is a C, so you can always find a C by knowing it's to the left of the two black keys. Okay, C. So starting at the top, the last segment, there's 5 of these, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so don't let all these keys confuse you. There's only 12 notes in music, and there's only 7 notes in a major scale, and here they are. You start at your C note, then you have a D, an E, an F, a G, an A, and a B. That's it, 7 notes. All the letters in a major scale are A to G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So if you start on A, which is down here, which is 2 notes down from C, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's it. That's A natural minor scale. Every major key, which is the key of C, has a relative minor. So anyway, now that you know that, and you know that these 12 notes are all the notes in music, that's all you got to learn, these 12 notes. It does another thing. The C major scale creates chords. So the way you do is go down 2 octaves, go down to the second C down here, okay? Then play every other note for your chord. So the C would be the 1 chord. Play every other note, 1, 2, 3, okay? Every other note. So just with these 3 fingers right here. And that's C, E, and G. That's your first chord in C major, which is C major, it's a C chord, C major. Second chord, your 2 chords on a D. D minor, D, F, A. So you just play every other note with 3 fingers. Then you go up to your third note, which is E, and that's your 3 chord, and that's also a minor. E, G, B. Go up to your 4th note. These are all white notes, obviously. F, A, C. That's your 4 chord. It's a major chord. Your 5th note is G. So play G, B, D. That's your 5 chord, major chord. Go up to your 6th note, which is A. So your A chord is the 6th chord. A, C, E. That's a minor chord. A minor. The last one is like a B diminished. B, D, F. Okay? That's your 7th chord, B, D, F. That's it. You just learn all the chords in the major key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They all got chords built on them. Now, to put a seventh on top of them, it will distinguish the chords from one another. So the first thing you know is there's 3 major chords in a major key. There's 3 minor chords, and then there's a diminished chord. Okay, so your 3 major chords are on 1, 4, and 5. Your minor chords are on 2, 3, and 6. Diminished chords on 7. Actually, just real quick, when you put your diminished chord, B, D, F, and you put a G on the bottom, you get a G7, G dominant 7. Okay. So now I'm going to extend this out to four notes, and this will all apply to bass guitar. Anybody who wants to learn how to solo, you have to know all this stuff. So we're going to do 4 notes now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, not going to use your pinky. So you go every other note, 4 notes. So C, E, G, B. That's a C major 7th chord. C major 7th, because the interval from a C to a B here is a major 7th. It was a minor 7th or a dominant 7th or a flat 7th. You'd be going C to a B, flat. But that's not diatonic in the key. We're not using any of these black notes. We're only playing white notes, which are all the key of C. Okay, so C, E, G, B. That's your 1 chord, C major 7th. Second chord, D minor 7, D, F, A, C. Third chord, E minor on top. It's got a minor 7th interval on top. E minor 7th, E, G, B, D. Your 4 chord is an F major 7th, F, A, C, E. Your 5 chord, and there's only one of these in any major key, and I'll explain this to you later, but it's G7, G dominant 7, G flat 7, however you want to call it, G, B, D, F. Okay, dominant 7. Your A minor chord is an A minor 7th, and interestingly enough, now we get to the B. The B is a B minor 7th with a flatted 5th. B, D, F, A. Okay, so now you know your major scale. You know how to create it, because you just start counting between how many steps. This is a half step to a black note, so this is a whole step from C to D. D to E is a whole step. E to F is a half step. F to G is a whole step. G to A is a whole step. A to B is a whole step, and B to C is a whole step. So you have this little pattern of this first 4 notes are also the last 4 notes. Okay, so the relationship is the same. You have a whole tone, half tone, then a whole tone, then a whole tone, half tone. Okay, now you know how to create a major scale anywhere on the keyboards or on the guitar. So that'll end part 1 of this lesson.